Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Inside Nigeria. Inside Nigeria is a breakfast from Leadership Television where we discuss front headline stories and, of course, review topical issues in the country and even beyond on the program. My name is Winifred Ugwebo, your host on the program. And on today's segment of the show, of course, we don't have a guest, unfortunately, in the studio. But so on today's program, we are going to be looking at front headline stories of some select newspapers including Nigeria's most influential leadership. And of course, today is World Cancer Day. This is what leadership is leading with, as well as other papers we have on our menu. Leadership says World Cancer Day treatment cost wears out patients, families, and the riders. Breast cancer treatment costs 20 million naira. The act of specialists, late diagnosis, limit chances of survival. Excuse me. Nigeria has one radiation oncology to 2,000 patients. 24 Nigerian women die daily from cervical cancer. Leading story on today's leadership newspaper, World Cancer Day. Today is World Cancer Day. What it means is that Nigeria and the global community commemorate and to show awareness on the disease, cancer, and its debilitating effect on sufferers, and also to draw attention to the plight of cancer patients. So, World Cancer Day is celebrated globally today. Treatment costs wears out patients' families. Breast cancer treatment costs 20 million naira. The art of specialists, late diagnosis, limit chances of survival. Nigeria has one radiation oncologist to 2,000 patients. 24 Nigerian women die daily from cervical cancer. Leading story today on leadership. And of course, after that, we move over, just underneath that, we move over to our Leadership Gold Standard Awards picture series. And today's series is on Editor-in-Chief Leadership Group Limited, as we share when presenting the nomination letter of Leadership Award of Politician of the Year 2024 to Senator Adams Oshomole, second left, during a visit to Senator Oshomole at the National Assembly in Abuja. With them are the Vice Chairman of Leadership Group, Mike Okwere, left, and Director Leadership Group, Abraham Nda Azaya. Congratulations to the erudite Senator. And of course, in response, Senator Oshomole says, "I don't take this award lightly." Congratulations once again. Still on leadership newspaper review, Northwest governors back Tinubu's economic policies. EFCC arraigns 57 foreigners for romance scam orders. Tinubu orders congratulate Tems over Grammy Award. Congratulations to our female award winner. Of course, she's not the only first female Nigerian to have won Grammy. We also had Shadi Adu on that list. Congratulations, Tems. DHL says compliance with court order on Mareva is completed. Declarative. DHL. And towards the business, the boss of leadership, towards the masthead, we have Geregu makes 135 billion naira. Profit after tax up by 71%, declares 21.25 billion naira dividend. The Geregu power plant is where you have Femi Otedola as the chairman. Still on leadership awards and countdown atop the masthead, we have Alternative Bank relishes leadership's nomination as most innovative bank 2024. From there, we move over to the inside paper to page 3 exactly, where we have our stand. Today's stand is on federal government's takeover of Lafia and other airports. Federal government's takeover of Lafia and other airports. Lafia is in Nasarawa State. Recently, one of the titles on the leadership's table did an elaborate report on the state of the Lafia Cargo Airport, where multi-billion naira facilities are rotting away due to neglect after the federal government's former takeover. It is ironic that at a time when the nation is facing serious revenue challenges amidst high debt servicing costs and the projected budget deficit of 13.39 trillion naira funding for the nation's 2025 budget, will be sourced from debt 69%, loans 28%, and assets sales 2%. The government looks away as wastage defines the huge money spent on the Lafia Cargo Airport, as is the case with most other state-owned airports. 3 years after former President Airport on February 24, 2022, it has yet to commence operation to the consternation of the state residents. These are paragraphs from today's stand, federal government's takeover of Lafia and other airports. And the paper says, in our considered opinion, the federal government's takeover of these airports from the state governments is one reason why states still build airports, most of which are done without serious thoughts about their viability. Perhaps it is time for a law to ban the federal government from taking over airports built by states. Even worse is the corruption embedded in the planning and execution of these projects. This makes it imperative that lawmakers enact statutes that make the conditions for building airports and other non-essential projects more stringent, by insisting that their economic relevance and viability be clearly stated in the feasibility study. And of course, we have also page 2, backstory of the day, Nigeria facing hunger epidemic. Coming from stakeholders, Nigeria facing hunger epidemic. It's no longer news that Nigerians are facing hard times and the need for more proactive measures to address the situation of hunger in the country. Need for more to address the situation of hunger in the country cannot come at a more appropriate time than now. The recent stampedes recorded in some states leading to death during palliative distribution is a pointer to that fact. That's paragraphs from backstory of the day, Nigeria facing hunger epidemic, stakeholders. And with that, we move to the back page where we have Tuesday column with Abdurrauf Aliyu. Aliyu is writing on today, policy without philosophy, a recipe for disaster. Policy without philosophy, a recipe for disaster. However, much like driving a car without understanding the mechanism, policy making without a philosophical foundation is bound to end in disaster. Quote from that Tuesday column today, policy without philosophy, a recipe for disaster.